I've been walking for about 57 days and 8 hours. I'm walking from Brooklyn, New York to Del Rio, Texas, where I'll then cross the Rio Grande into Mexico and then re-enter the United States as an illegal immigrant. That way I can get back on unemployment, get free housing, and so the government doesn't punish me for not being. I've got about another 326 miles, and then I can get back to life as normal. Better start working on my accent. Wish me luck, amigo.
Hey. Walking is really good for you, and the way that things are shaping up with Bidenomics, that's actually a good plan. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of WeAreChange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely crazy, wild, and bewildering news out there, as of course there's now a lot of very important court decisions, as some people are going to jail. Some people are getting away scot-free with some really awful crimes, while the country looks like it might have just been saved by the U.S. Supreme Court. What is going on here, as well as some other very important court decisions? Well, we're going to be talking about that, plus all the latest news here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was done by the extremely talented Tyler Fisher, who is an incredible comedian. He has a bunch of tour dates coming up. We're going to try to book him on this show when he's going to be here in Florida. And if you haven't checked him out, definitely get the chance to do that, as we are going to be putting his YouTube channel down in the description below so you could subscribe and check out more of his amazing work. This as someone responded to this video showing this picture that reads, "You have to work really hard when you grow up. Millions of illegal immigrants on welfare are counting on you," as of course internationally a lot of people are also coming from places like Haiti, a place that of course has just been thrown into more chaos after the Clintons robbed and looted that country, as we have reports of 4,000 inmates breaking out of a prison there that has spurred on a state of emergency and a curfew. This is now local gangs and mob bosses are joining forces in order to overthrow the prime minister of that country. As politically, it's fair to say that the situation there is a little bit tumultuous, and one reason why a lot of people are fleeing to Mexico and then into the United States. This as the United States seems to be allowing a lot of petty crime while heavily politically prosecuting individuals for their own ideas, thoughts, and expressions, as more and more Trump associates, lawyers, and political allies seem to be facing the brunt of the Department of Justice. As just now, Trump's former CFO was sentenced to 5 months in prison for perjury, something that Congress commits every single day against the American people, but seems to be getting away scot-free. This as another man going to jail is a 22-year-old Pentagon leaker who was just sentenced to 16 years in prison after he pled guilty to releasing a lot of secret military documents about the war in Ukraine. After he released the documents that contradicted a lot of U.S. Pentagon and U.S. corporate media talking points that were fact-checked in real time and were found out to be untrue. This as the corporate media tried to say that these documents were fake news, that they were disinformation created by the Russian government, and it came out to be true. All of this as Hunter Biden, the president's son, gets to get away with a lot of really awful, horrible crimes that, of course, he was documented and videotaped doing, which there's no prosecution of at all. As today, Hunter Biden's Chinese legal client, by the way, is threatening him unless he pays back the $1 million. After he claims that Hunter Biden did not do any kind of work for him. And yeah, that's not a good look. You know what's a good look? Signing up to lookunfiltered.com, our own quasi-secret, not-so-secret society where we just had an amazing in-real-life meetup here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that an incredible amount of people actually came out to. I was surprised myself. I'm going to be telling you the details of that meetup and how we probably will be doing it once every month here in Southern Florida and all over the United States, which your memberships help finance the building of a community infinity through, all on lukeunfiltered.com. You get the chance right now. Click the link in the description. Signing up, it's quick, it's easy. You click here for $18, $15, or $99 a month, whatever your budget allows. You put in your information and you get emailed back an email, which gives you access to a plethora of incredible offers of value, including special video reports just for members that allow you to be a part of this independent media broadcast more than ever. 3 masterclasses, a forum, members-only shirts, a crap list of items that you should be avoiding at the supermarket, seed oil cards, you name it. We got it. All available on, of course, lukeunfiltered.com. Again, we're dealing with some financial pressure, so if you thought about subscribing, now's the time to do it, and it really does mean a lot, and it does allow you to be involved in this independent media organization more than ever. We don't do a lot of advertisements. We might be forced now to do a lot of advertisements unless a lot of people, of course, subscribe and support us. As of course, we've been in this business, we've been in this game for a very long time, and your support is more crucial than ever. Sign up right now on lukeunfiltered.com, and I will see you there after this video with a special report just for members. As of course, we are not done here, as a lot of people are having very interesting meltdowns on social media, as the U.S. Supreme Court just ruled that Donald Trump could stay on the ballot this election year in the unanimous decision. That is a big win for America, its country, and of course, its democracy that a lot of the leftists and liberals keep clutching to the point of utter destruction, as Keith Olbermann took to Twitter to announce that the Supreme Court's decision is, quote, a betrayal of democracy, as, you know, allowing people to vote for the candidate they want is somehow betraying democracy. That makes no sense at all. He goes on and said that the members of Congress have, quote, proved themselves inept at reading comprehension, and that the court has shown itself to be corrupt and, quote, illegitimate. The redhead libertarian responded by saying, dissolve the separation of powers to save democracy. A lot of people releasing the copium memes, as of course, this is not the only person to freak out here, as a lot of people are having meltdowns and are not really happy with this decision, including even CNN, that had this to say in what looked like a very kind of desperate emotional moment for them.
You know, look, unfortunately for America, the court isn't necessarily wrong that this is the way the framers wanted it to be. They wanted Congress, the people who are closest to their constituents, to be able to make the rules of the laws. That doesn't change the fact that because of gerrymandering in the House and all kinds of other issues, they're not doing their job on a lot of these big issues.
Yeah. I agree. It's very unlikely, close to impossible that Congress will take action. But this is now a fair question that Manu Raju, Melanie Zanona should be asking members of Congress. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to pass legislation that would give us rules for how this works? It could only be in the future.
Yes, the Supreme Court didn't give us what we wanted. They didn't overthrow and stop Donald Trump from being in this election, so Congress needs to do it. Yes, a very rational take there, as of course they definitely don't have something called Trump derangement syndrome, as of course this is a major decision, as now Colorado will have to put Donald Trump back on the ballot, highlighting an important Supreme Court ruling that will prevent other states from taking this particular action that now has been officially ruled unconstitutional, as now the ruling means no other state can bar Trump or any other candidate from a presidential ballot by invoking insurrection clauses that, of course, Donald Trump was never found guilty of in the first place. This, as let's be honest here, looking at the math here, looking at the polls, looking at the demographics, looking at everything, it still will be a very close election. But as many political experts point to the fact that this is, of course, a victory that Donald Trump is set to have over Joe Biden, who, by the way, is facing protest votes in his own primary, with him being the only candidate in it, as many people in Colorado, Washington, and Minnesota are voting uncommitted in the primaries to protest Biden's policies when it comes to the controversial situation happening right now in the Middle East. As even The New Yorker wrote a very interesting article titled Joe Biden's Last Campaign, with a byline that reads, trailing Trump in polls and facing doubts about his age, the president voices defiant confidence in his prospects for re-election, highlighting the stark reality of the situation as the current president of the United States is now trying to say that Trump won't succeed, quote, no matter what happens, as of course he's expected to win. Even according to many prominent leftists, even according to many prominent Democrats, including even Hillary Clinton, that are raising some serious concerns about his age, as the guy, in many instances, could barely walk or talk. This, as there was also a primary election last night in Washington, D.C. That, not surprisingly, Nikki Haley won with a resounding 1,274 votes compared to Donald Trump's 676 votes, with Fox News declaring that Haley ended Trump's undefeated run with a victory in the D.C. primary. Washington, D.C., a place that has more sociopaths per capita than anywhere else in the United States. Makes sense why she won this particular election. As I think it's fair to say that this is a big old nothing burger and really doesn't amount to anything. As of course, other decisions within our court system are also important to talk about, as a federal judge just appealed Texas immigration law and ruled that Texas can arrest illegal immigrants that come into the United States illegally and not through a port of entry. And another major bombshell decision that we are going to be paying close attention to is the move made by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis that is going to be releasing grand jury testimony from the 2006 story of the decade that many prominent, powerful people do not want you talking about. We're going to talk about that, plus a lot more, all on lukeunfiltered.com. As of course, a lot of things that I want to say here, I can't. And you guys giving me the ability to number one, release a lot of the pressure valves through lukeunfiltered.com, but also have a one-on-one communication. Have now a community with you is absolutely spectacular, absolutely important. As of course, the conversation continues there. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.